Coming up next on the Jeff Crilley Show, you're going to meet the host behind an exciting new podcast. It's called Stigma Free IID, and they're out to change the way people look and have a stigma for, surrounding DUI. Their incredible story just ahead.
Many are predicting that the worst is yet to come, which is unfortunate, said one person here. Until now, they've enjoyed the reputation of being the nation's icebox.
Watched a burglar in his home this morning by webcam.
As a journalist of over 25 years, stories are what make my world turn.
Reporting live from the Dallas newsroom tonight, Jeff Crilley, Fox 4 News.
But in 2008, I took the jump from my familiar life and started a PR firm from my home.
We're talking about anyone with a camcorder like the one I'm using becomes a television network.
We started slowly growing the company, and we now have over 100 clients, and we've branched into the world of live digital broadcasting. I now own 8 different TV studios and have a huge team, and the stories that I now get to share are sometimes the most important of my life. Life has a funny way of coming around full circle. This is the Jeff Crilley Show.
Well, on this episode, we're going to have an honest conversation about DUIs. Many people look at it as the most horrible thing that could ever happen, and other people, especially people who survive, think of it as perhaps the best thing that could have happened to them because they were going down a dangerous path. To talk about that today, the co-hosts of an exciting new podcast on our network, Morgan Ryan and Izzy Varela, they're with Stigma Free IID. Thanks for coming on the show.
Yes, thank you for having us. Very excited.
Very cool. Okay, why don't we start with you, Morgan? Tell us about the show.
Yes, so we decided to bring our show Stigma Free IID to market, mainly to combat the stigma surrounding DUIs and DWIs in market. I am someone who has personally been impacted. I have a loved one who was impacted with both a DUI and alcoholism, and so it's a very strong purpose for me personally.
Yes, and Izzy, you also have a personal story.
Yes, been in sales for about 20 years, so I think the culture of any kind of sales team is focused on that happy hour culture. You know, you work hard, you party hard, you do things sometimes that are not responsible. And so personally, early on in my professional career, we were a very tight-knit team at a tech company in San Antonio, and unfortunately we lost one of our team members to a drunk driving incident. So it's always impacted my decisions whenever I think about what I want to do next professionally.
Yes, and you were telling me before the show that obviously there are no winners in a DUI, but there's empathy, and often there's no empathy for the person who was arrested. Talk a little bit about that, Morgan.
Yes. So when you're facing this situation, we always like to say that we are here to provide an opportunity for you to come through really what's a program and a journey after a DUI or a DWI. Everyone is different. We don't like to say that this is your opportunity after a second chance, because some people it takes more than the second time. And we have lots of subsequent offenders, 2, 3+ time DUI individuals. So we're a brand that necessarily you don't hear about until you have to hear about us. We call ourselves an assumptive brand for that purpose. And we are here to change the stigma, because when you do have to have an ignition interlock put on your vehicle or motorcycle or Tesla, ultimately, number one, you want the device to work, and our tech stack is something we're very proud of. You don't want to get locked out, especially if you're a mom and you have young kids in the car. You live in Wisconsin, it's freezing cold. But you want a device that works and functions properly, but also a team that's going to be there with you every 30 or 60 days when you have to come in to get that device calibrated, right? You want those results where you're going violation free to go properly to the right monitoring authority. So we're very proud of that stability as well. But we want you to come meet that technician and feel like this is a journey and a team that's not going to stigmatize you for essentially a mistake. We are very proud of saying one of our most impactful statements is we do not call our customers offenders. We call them people.
I love that. And Izzy, you guys both work for a very large company. Talk about Smart Start.
So Smart Start, company 30 plus years founded in DFW. They are the industry leader when it comes to the product, the support, anything behind it. As Morgan mentioned, it's not just a device. There's a lot of people behind it. There is a support team, which I also lead. The program advisors are fundamental in actually getting someone started in the journey. So when you start your process after a DWI, there's a lot of fear, a lot of uncertainty, a lot of doubt. And we do call our salespeople program advisors because they truly are selling a program or referring you to a program, not just a product. So there's state-specific things that are just different everywhere, and they are very knowledgeable. We are trying to walk you through that process. We're doing our best to get you to have everything done correctly with the monitoring authority to make sure all the results are done in a timely manner. So when you start that program, just like anything that you start program-wise, the goal is to end that program, right? And so if your reporting is done correctly, if you're getting the correct support, if your device functions properly, if you're going to shop and getting calibrated regularly, that means that you're going to come to the end of that program, and that's something to celebrate.
And there was a great video that you have on Facebook. Let's go ahead and roll that.
The first thing that a client hears when they speak to us is our friendly smile.
One of the first things you'll hear when you call is a friendly welcome from a live person.
If someone calls us and they're scared, we try to reassure them as much as possible. We build that relationship with you by just being there for you, hearing you, understanding your needs.
When you call Smart Start, you can be confident that the person you're talking to isn't just an expert in our equipment and what we do, but we're also an expert in the specific programs and requirements for your state and where you are. We're going to help you understand what's required of you and also help you make sure that you can meet those requirements.
One of the most important qualities as a program advisor is to have empathy. When our customers are calling in, we want them to know that we're here to truly help you.
The most satisfying part of my role is being able to help clients get back on the road.
The biggest misconception when people call in is they think that we're here to judge them. That's not true at all.
We feel a responsibility not just to our clients, but to their loved ones and their community to help make sure we put them in the best position to succeed and complete the program. When you call a program advisor, it's not about what you've done. It's about where you're going and how we can help you get your life back on track.
Yeah, the most satisfying part about being a program advisor is when I get to tell a client that they get to have their device removed.
For me, the best part of being a program advisor is congratulating you when you're done with the process. So on behalf of myself and all the other program advisors here, we look forward to helping you through your program.
Wow, it seems like you've really assembled a dream team. Talk about the culture.
Yes, sir. We are a culture that is one I'm personally proud of. When I first learned of the Smart Start opportunity, having been someone who is, very closely connected with a loved one. In fact, we are generally as a society about 1 degree removed from someone with a DUI or someone with an alcohol problem going through recovery. I was convinced that Smart Start was the enemy, that this company did not exist to serve me or in any way, shape, or form my family. And I was very wrong in that sense. And the culture at Smart Start, from the technician to the people that are, engineering that fuel cell that detects the alcohol, to myself and marketing and to Izzy, and especially our executive leadership team, we all truly exist to save lives and to have fun doing it, to see people as people again and not the offender. We see the person, not the infraction.
Yes. And I know during COVID, everybody was locked down, everybody was at home, and I saw countless stories about how day drinking really just soared. So have you seen a greater need than ever before?
Yes. In fact, consumption has gone up greatly, and we also have consumption of what we call poly or poly blow with the legalization of marijuana, which is a whole separate conversation. And does the device detect it or not? But we have seen consumption go up. And one of the benefits of our device, not all devices in the industry are created equal. In fact, I mentioned I'm proud of our tech stack, and it's great to work for a company that has a device that works well. But our blow pattern is blow and hum. It's very simple. It's straightforward. It's just blowing out into the device. And post-COVID, some of our competitors did receive a lot of slack for what we would consider, unclean, unsanitary, because there's a blow inhale or a blow inhale. And so our device as well for serving, unfortunately, a population that has, day drinking has gone up. At least the device is clean in that sense and there to serve them. But the market is definitely changing. And the one thing that we pride ourselves on as well is DUIs affect people of all socioeconomic statuses, males and females. And again, we are separated by 1 degree. So yes, those are the facts.
Absolutely. We've got some video from our library of DUI arrests and drinking, and we're going to put that on the screen. And Izzy, I want you to kind of echo what Morgan was saying. It really is an epidemic, and it's probably the numbers are probably underreported because unless you're arrested, we don't know that you could be a functioning alcoholic.
Yeah, our CRO Bob Gallup has a statistic he throws out. It says basically every person that gets their first infraction, they've driven drunk an average of 200 times before they're caught, right? So it is something that is an epidemic. It's state-based, it's very different. Seasonally based, it's different. We have different times of year that we're busy, the holidays, summer, spring break, those types of things. So it is something that is growing. It is something that has become a little bit more prevalent in our society. And I think that's something that we're glad that our product and our program is there to help people along the way. But, I guess at the end of the day, like we think that the numbers are going to continue to go up, and we'd love to see a decline, but that's just the way it is right now.
Absolutely. We talked about your podcast earlier. We're going to show some pictures because you've recorded 2 episodes from our South Lake location. Tell us about those first 2 episodes and what can we expect coming up?
Yes, we are so excited to be partnering and to build the show. For us, this is about bringing it to market in a way where we're really, truly trying to bring that judgment-free attitude to our market. We talk a lot about Reddit as well on the show. We love the Reddit community because Reddit is, for us, a social channel where it's, micro community upon micro community upon micro community. These subreddit DUIs where it's very accountable. It's very accountable. There's a lot of questions on there. We do answer our favorite Reddit questions. One of the questions that I think Izzy read on one of our episodes. Do you want to share that with us about the camera?
Yeah, I think a lot of people are curious. There's been some TikTok videos where they show people trying to fool a device, and those are old videos. The current devices have cameras on them. They have to make sure that it's actually the person that has the violation that is blowing into the device. So they do have a camera on them. They are recording you. So yes, be aware that there is a camera on the device and they will record you as you're blowing into the device.
And in future episodes, do you hope to have guests or what's the plan?
Yes, we do. We want to have all the conversations, Jeff. We want for this really to be full spectrum. We'd like to talk to people in recovery. I'm very excited for one particular episode with one of my favorite colleagues. Believe it or not, this usually surprises people. She works for Mothers Against Drunk Driving. And they're also a brand who has maybe stigmatized the market, and they are coming to market differently now and trying to smooth out relationships and that perspective. So it's very interesting for me and Izzy to position ourselves as being the stigma-free brand and sit across the table from someone who has lost a child to a drunk driving fatality. So we plan to have many guests. That is one example, and we're very excited to do so.
And Morgan, you were telling me before the show, one of your happiest memories working with this company is that happy phone call when somebody no longer needs the device.
Yes, sir. We have 2 technicians out of California that went viral on TikTok, and it was a very organic video, and they had an individual, unfortunately it's more common than you think, but she was going through recovery and just could not go violation free. And in the state, she continued to get extension after extension. And finally, after 13 years, it was her removal day. And so you can imagine these technicians, who felt like family with her every 30 days for 13 years. And so that removal was a big moment for me and a big moment for our company.
Wow. We have about 2 minutes left. So final thoughts. We'll begin with you, Izzy, and then Morgan gets the final word.
Now, I think this is just a great opportunity for me and Morgan to really go and talk to people and let them hear our perspective on things. I am responsible for the sales and support team at Smart Start, so the feeling that I have is this an opportunity for our program advisors to really interact with the people that call our company and are looking for a device, to remove that stigma, to be advisors, to help them through the difficult portions of each state's regulation, to make sure that they're signed up with a program that will help them through the end. So I think it's just a great opportunity to share that message through this podcast.
Okay, final word, Morton.
Yes, for me, this is about being a part of the conversation. I think all of us need to be a part of the conversation. Follow us, like us, look at our social media, because if you're not there yet, you may find yourself in a situation where you have a friend or loved one who is. So for me, this is really about joining the conversation and staying there while you can.
Outstanding. Thank you so much for sharing your heart and your wisdom with us and your passion for this very important subject. We're going to end with the website, which is smartstartinc.com. Morgan and Izzy, thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you, Jeff.
Thank you for having us.
That's it for now. We'll see you next time.